Joining us now, Cali boy, who has embraced the cold, has been molded in the cold. Absolute dog, 4-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You look sweet in that hat, dude. For the cold, that hat.
For the cold. I love the cold.
How are you doing? Did you see any of the college football playoff games this weekend? We were talking about how big of an impact the cold had. A lot of people are mad about the seeding as a whole. What were your thoughts on the first round, Aaron?
I think you're never going to please everybody. Just think about the NCAA tournament for basketball where there's 64, now 68 teams, and there's always gripes. Always gripes. Play better. Play better is the key.
Yeah, it got loud, though, this year for these college football playoffs. I think it's only going to grow louder after how these first round was all, 27-17 was the closest game. That was Notre Dame, Indiana. At one point, that was 3.5 score game. It was blown. All of them are bad. So it's going to get loud, Aaron. And you talk about not being able to please everybody. All the people that are pissed are going to remember everything that happened this weekend. And they're going to be pitching all year long, Aaron. All year in college ball, brother.
No, I get it. But I think that one of the problems with the whole thing, and I don't know if you and the boys would agree, is the conference championship games now, I think, are kind of a problem. If there's an expectation that you lose conference championship game, you should be out of the playoff. Like the SMU Clemson one was probably the result that knocked Alabama out, because if SMU wins, because they were ranked higher before the game, SMU wins, then Alabama gets in. Probably if SMU loses, that was the whole thing. I think when you're looking at it, like, do they deserve to get in? Who would be favored in a game on neutral site, Alabama versus SMU? I bet Alabama would be favored. Mm-hmm. But based on merit and their schedule, you can only play the people on your schedule. SMU had a tough game against Cal. Alabama didn't have to play Cal. So
nobody's talking about the algorithm.
Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's late in the season. They had to beat Cal. Now we had to travel halfway across the country to play that game, but
of course,
yeah, no one's talking about that. No, but seriously, I think it's great for college football. I wish they'd had that back when I was playing a million years ago. It would have been awesome. We only had 4 back then, and the system for getting people in was a little bit shaky. But I think it's great. I think the best part about it is the home playoff game. I think that's what's great. These teams deserve the home playoff game. You can say whatever you want about the reseeding of things. Like if you just had 12 teams, probably Boise and Arizona State wouldn't be seeded 3 and 4. But you know what? They're conference champions. That's the way they want to do this thing. So it's great. Now I think that Oregon definitely has the hardest kind of run now, as we learned last week from that terrible song. Thanks for the graphic. Now because 8-9 really in a reseed, 8-9 would probably be 5-6. I would say 4-5 or 5-6. So now you're talking about Oregon having to play Ohio State, who objectively is of the final 8 teams left. I think no worse than 5th probably. So that's interesting. Be a tough game, and it's not at Oregon, which is a tough place to play. It's at a neutral site. Where is that one at? Is that one at? Does it say Cotton Bowl? Or is it Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl, brother. Pasadena.
So it's West. Yeah. So it's West Coast, which is great. I'm excited for both those former Pac-12 schools in there, Oregon and Arizona State, both the higher ranked teams. But I'm excited to see what Boise does with their back. They got a great back who, had an incredible season. Georgia without their quarterback, Notre Dame, was basically buzzsaw everybody since that bad loss in week 3 to, I think it was Northern Illinois, week 2 or 3. But yeah. I think I'm going to just say that I think the winner of all this is whoever wins Oregon, Ohio State.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how everybody's viewing it. And obviously, they've already played one time, and it was an instant classic. And they both are a very physical outfit, both of them. So I think we're pumped to watch it. And the 8-9 taking on number 1, I understand that both of those seeds are lower than what could be from the other games, right? Because they didn't want the higher seed to potentially win, which they all did, and then sneak in to have to play Oregon. Oregon's thinking, though, who cares? We got to beat everybody anyways. Mm-hmm. And Ohio State's thinking, we got to win this so that our fans continue to love what we're doing. That was huge for Ohio State this past weekend.
There were some hot seats, weren't there? There's some hot seats for both the Big Ten coaches, I feel like, who both had big wins. But yeah, Ryan Day, the hate that comes at him is pretty interesting. AJ, you can probably speak on it better. I get they haven't beat Michigan the last couple of years, but they've been pretty damn good. I mean, 11 plus wins the last how many years? 3 or 4 years?
The guy's 67-10 right now as the head coach at Ohio State.
AJ missed a bowl game when he was there. Were they trying to get rid of Tressel back then or what?
Were they, AJ? I don't remember.
What do you mean I missed the bowl game? What do you mean?
You missed a bowl? Like, didn't you have a losing season one of those years you were at Ohio State?
No. We went to. I played in 3 Fiesta Bowls and 1 Alamo Bowl. No, we didn't miss it.
Alamo Bowl. You were the Alamo Bowl year. Was that a tough year for the?
That was a tough year, yeah. Tough year, but guess what? We beat Michigan right before that, so that made everything better.
That's the thing.
That's how it works.
That is, and that's Woody and Bo, right? That's started.
It's interesting, those rivalries. There's those rivalries in college sports. We, beat Stanford this year. That's a big win for the program. When I was in Green Bay, I mean, Ty knows who our biggest rival is.
Well, I mean,
they hadn't beat us. They haven't beat us in a while.
Yeah,
Chicago. Yeah, that's why you celebrated so hard. And I think that was, sweet to watch. You actually enjoy that, especially because they hadn't for so long. They're and not that they are now either. Jesus, you guys are you're nowhere near lurking.
No, hammered dog shit.
I don't know. We might be lurking a bit.
You're not lurking.
You're not lurking.
Let us lurk.
You're far from.
You're not lurking at all, bud. You guys are chopped liver, bud.
Lurking and poop.
Yeah, that is, and have been for a while. They're setting a whole new rebuild. Green Bay Packers fans and Chicago, big rivalry though, right?
Yes,
big rivalry. And the point is, when over the years when they would hire new coaches in Chicago, at the introductory press conference, they always said, we want to win a Super Bowl and we want to beat Green Bay. Now, we didn't have as many coaching changes over that time, the duration there, but I don't think that Mike McCarthy or Matt LaFleur came in and made that a point to say that, hey, we got to beat Chicago. It was kind of, an understanding for a while there over the years that there's a good chance we're gonna sweep them every year.
Hey, you're their landlord.
Now we didn't every year. I know that we didn't every year, but the Michigan-Ohio State, that's definitely a great rivalry and needs to flip, AJ, don't you think? Needs to flip a little bit here for
that.
Yeah,
for the
they're
Heat
going the wrong way
to get off of Ryan Day there.
Yeah, great coach, has won a lot, and their team just demolished an SEC team in the playoff game. And I think, that people are back, right? It felt like Ohio State fans were all the way back and excited to be fans of Ohio State again.
What was going on with the stadium? Was there a lot of people? There were a lot of volunteer fans there, weren't there?
Yeah. I'd say 30,000. Is that
really?
Yeah, probably 70. I'd say 70-30. I talked to different people there. They were all, some people even thought maybe 60-40, but yeah.
A lot, Aaron.
A lot of them. I give them credit, man. They came. I know a lot of them didn't leave as early as I would have if I would have been them, but they stuck with it.
Yeah, the fact that they made it into the second half, most of them.
Yeah.
Halftime would have been a perfect time of, we're going to get drinks and we got 5 hours. Let's go ahead and start that right now. We can make it home maybe by 1, 2 a.m. here. Mm-hmm. Instead, they stuck until the third quarter. Boys are going to turn around. And then they didn't. And then it was all right, I am getting out of here. Shout out to the Volunteers fans. Shout out to college ball. The passion is obviously real. Let's talk a little bit about the
Shout out to the great state of Tennessee. Phenomenal state.
It is a
great people out there. Great people. No state income tax. A lot of great country music down there.
Kid Rock.
I love Tennessee. He's originally from Michigan, obviously, but
barbecue. Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis. What's that one place called? That the one place downtown has
Tootsie's.
That's Nashville.
Yep.
And South Florida.
Nashville.
Oh yeah.
2 different Tootsies.
Oh, Beale Street.
Way different Tootsies.
Those are a couple different Tootsies. Anyways, let's go.
I think our friend Jimmy Graham's been to both of those Tootsies, by the way.
Jimmy Graham land his helicopter on both of them.
Yep.
And then do the helicopter in one of them. Let's move along.
Spanx hasn't been to either of them, though.
Spanx hasn't? No, I think Spanx would like that one down there, second floor, getting shoulder rubs. Maybe Spanx would need that down there in Florida. Anyways, let's talk a little NFL football, shall we? This past weekend, your team had no punts. No punts. Lost the game. Obviously, that is not a stat that normally goes hand in hand. Devontae gets another tud. You guys are moving a little bit. Now there's a couple fourth downs that don't go your way. What are your thoughts on the game, and what did you learn from that Rams team? What do you think is your biggest takeaway from them?
Well, they got a good defense. They got some real good young players. Both the kids from Florida State are really, really, really good. I think first and second round pick. They're studs. But they play really well together. They played a lot of shell coverage most of the game. Felt like we handled them pretty good up front. We just they kind of buckled down in the red zone, and we had chances on the fourth downs and didn't do it. But I think it's at least the second game I've been a part of on the losing side of a no punt game. I know for sure Ty probably remembers the game in Minnesota where we didn't punt, and I believe we lost that game, high scoring. But yeah, it's a weird feeling because we moved the ball up and down. It's just a disjointed game. We start the game, they go on this long drive, they punt, we get the ball on the 1 yard line, we go 99 yards and score. And next thing you know, we're in the second quarter. Then we get the ball. We get the ball back. We miss a fourth down. They're going to score. And then we get the ball back with 5 minutes, and we take it down to nothing and kick a field goal with no time on the clock. 3 possessions in the first half, no punts. We had 3. They had 3. We start the second half with like a 8+ minute drive, and don't score points. It's just those weird games where you're sitting around a lot, and then the drives were all, feel like they were all 10+ play drives. But in the end, a lot of it's just not executing in situational football. And but the Rams, I love Matt. Matt's a phenomenal quarterback. He's had a great career. They got some weapons. The running back ran the ball really, really well yesterday. Williams. Enjoy watching him play. But the defense is stout and tough, and they play well together. And they're going to be, if they can get in, they'll be a tough out.
Yeah, and they're young, I think, that defense over there, especially on the defensive line.
Yeah, I think Les has done, their GM's done a really good job. They kind of mortgaged the future, the short term, to win a Super Bowl. And then, had a couple thin years where they didn't have a lot of draft picks. And I think they got them all back, and they made the picks that they got this year, especially those first 2 guys. I believe you can fact check me, but I think both 8 and 55 are both from Florida State.
Yes.
Probably both didn't play in the bowl game if I'm thinking about it. When everybody's ripping them.
Nope.
But those dudes are both studs, and most of their guys are young players. So they got a really good young nucleus there. And, like I said, they're going to be a tough out if they get in.
There was a video of you jousting with one of the assistant coaches on the sideline. I think there's like 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's the clip. Can you turn the sound on as well?
Back at the 44. Look at Aaron Rodgers, who said this week, I'm open to taking a pay cut. I'd like to stay if they want me. I'm open, in fact, to mentoring a young quarterback should you draft one. And clearly that is on the Jets' radar.
Okay, so there's a lot of things here. Who were you chirping with? And then what he said about taking a pay cut to stay on the Jets roster and mentoring a young quarterback, a la what you did with Jordan Love. When did that come out? And who all have you said that to in the Jets organization?
Well, first that was me and Aubrey Pleasant, who's a secondary coach for them, for the Rams. So he was with the Lions in 22, I believe it was, got let go and came and spent time with us the rest of the year. And he was kind of doing like just learning the offense a little bit more with his time. Coaches, when they get released, unlike players, except unless you're a veteran guy, they still get paid. So he could kind of do whatever he wanted. He loves ball. He wanted to, he's friends with Matt. So Matt let him come hang out with us in QB room. And him and I became fast friends. I just really enjoyed having him in the room. Great perspective on what the defense is thinking about, how they game plan for players. And so he was on the sideline for them. And he was, just saying some stuff back and forth during some of the moments in the game. Obviously, he was in the room, and I was basically telling him, not to tell any of the effing secrets, and that I changed all the signals and a bunch of stuff to him. We were having a nice back and forth. The funny thing is, a couple plays later, he was yelling at me about don't call this one check that we have. And a couple of plays later, I really subtly got to it, and we had like a third and 16, I think it was, after a penalty, and I threw it in a flat to Tay, and he's right over there giving me the actual signal for the play. So it was a fun back and forth between the two of us. I've known Sean for a long time, and really appreciate him, and he's obviously close with Doc Elitrosh, who was there at the game, got to spend time with Doc. So we've had dinner before in the off seasons, and so Sean was making funny faces at me throughout the game too. So it was good. I know a lot of people on that staff, besides those guys. It was fun.
Is that what he's doing?
He's younger than me, so yeah, he's got a real young sense of humor. A lot of weird things.
It is crazy how young Sean McVay is.
Nuts.
He's been coaching over there for 100 years, it feels like.
Yeah.
He's not even 40 yet? Is he?
No.
I don't even know if he's 40 yet. Wow.
He's got a young face, like John Kuhn, just aging well.
Yeah, exactly. And Adam Schefter. Schefter's 58.
Shefty. Happy birthday, Shefty. Happy birthday.
Wow. Text him. You have his number? I'll send you his number. Go ahead, AJ.
I just changed my number, so I'll text him from the old number, and he won't have a new number.
Yeah, that's smart. That's a good play. Go ahead, AJ.
Aaron, during that clip, I don't know if you could hear. I believe it was Kevin Harlan probably on the broadcast talking about you willing to take a pay cut and mentor somebody next year if they bring in a young guy. What's that about? Is that something just the media asked you? Did they just pose that question to you? You said, "Yeah, of course, I'm good."
Yeah, I mean, I was just answering a question. I can't remember if it was Rich Samini or somebody else asked. I think it was Rich asked a question about would you be open if they wanted you to come back and they said they wanted to draft the guy in the first round. I said, yeah, of course. I mean, wouldn't be the first time. I mean, maybe if they gave me a heads up, that would be the first time for that. But I know what it was like to be a first round pick and to be in the room with a Hall of Famer. And I tried to help Jordan as much as possible. And if there's a situation where the new staff came in and wanted me to be there, also wanted to make a pick for the future and pick a quarterback if there was one there they really liked, then yeah, of course. As far as pay cuts, I think I've already proven I'm willing to take a pay cut. I've made a ton of money, and I think if you look at both Devontae and I's contracts moving forward for next year, there's cap numbers that would need to be worked around if they wanted to bring us both back. But again, there's a lot of things. I think, Pat, you asked how many people in the organization know that. If they watch the interview, there's people that know that, but I haven't been going around telling people any of this stuff. Rich just asked me a question, I answered it. I haven't decided whether or not I want to play moving forward. They haven't decided, or maybe they have, but haven't told me what their plans are moving forward. I'm guessing they're going to want to get a GM in here in the next few weeks, and then obviously let the GM be a part of making the coaching selection with who they want to go with. If they haven't made a decision, I mean, I think there's a world where they just say, hey, thank you, we're going to go in a different direction January 6th on AJ's birthday and his favorite holiday.
There you go.
And then that's a possibility. I think there's also a possibility we're going to wait and see who the new staff is.
So how would that work?
But either way.
How would that work? You'd be sitting in your office and Brick would come knock on the door and say, hey, we're letting you go?
Time to go, bruh.
Is that what he would – how would that – now, on that note, Ty actually has –
Jeff.
Yeah, Aaron, just curious.
No, not Coach Brick.
No, yeah. Owner
Brick. GM Brick. Head Coach Brick.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking
all-encompassing Brick, really.
With that being said.
Yeah, Aaron, just curious.
Listen, first time, just to answer that, first time for everything. There's been a few of those in, this year and first time in 20 years. But I've never been released before, so being released would be a first. Being released by a teenager, that would also be a first. So, hey, I'm open to everything. And, I find the comedy in all of it. If that happens, hey, it's a great story.
It is phenomenal.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the NFL is a funny place. Now, on that note, Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, speaking
of
that.
Ty, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, you actually helped.
Yeah, you did. Speaking of that situation, obviously the play on the field's one thing, and the questions you have to answer for that. You obviously are prepared for all that kind of stuff. But do you ever feel like you're in a bizarro world when all these different Jets stories are coming out seemingly week by week, and it's Jesus Christ, is this stuff really going on? I don't know how much you actually know. Do you ever read anything or do you see any of this?
Yes, I do.
Maybe that's what they meant when they said the media in New York is so crazy.
That's kind of what I thought.
Instead of with you, it's hey, you're about to go into because it is every week something comes out. Last week that was an Onion article.
Yeah.
We thought it read like an Onion article from the New York Times, and it's nope, they checked their source. It's very different, right? That is a very different situation.
Than what I'm used to, yes. I think might be more status quo when it comes to New York. But yeah, there's definitely some leaks. There's some people that have relationships with people in the media. There's motivations for writing stories, it seems like. And Nothing is surprising at this point. There's some interesting things that go on at every organization. Some that would like to be left uncovered, but it seems like here those don't always get left uncovered.
It's crazy. It really is.
They're covered. They get covered. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah. It's very uncovered. Yeah, but it's covered. That makes it uncovered. No stone unturned over there.
No.
Undercover boss.
But all the time. Everywhere. Feels like. And obviously not great for the culture and everything like that, but it's crazy to kind of watch.
Not great. Yeah, not great for the culture, for sure.
I've been following along with the Jets, obviously, since you went over there. And obviously I have friends that are Jets, but I haven't really paid close attention. And then now that I'm like paying close attention, it's like, wow. They're going to win. You guys are going to win. You guys are going to win. You guys are going to win, I think. Because the fans have been through too much over there, I think. Like Michael Cole, this guy, he has no hope for anything. Aaron Rodgers comes in there, his first thought is, we're going to ruin this somehow. It's like, that shouldn't be the case. But then you hear these stories get leaked every single week, every single day. It's like, something has to put the fire out, and they just you start winning games, I guess it all kind of stops. And that's what.
Well, I think part of that is you need to, the reporters doing a job, that's their own prerogative, their own motivation, but you got to fix obviously the content of some of the stuff that's coming out, but the fact that it does come out as well. Like, it can't be the norm that there's so many leaks and so many people continue to have conversations, whether it's getting some sort of angle of revenge or even, with people that not related to people who are still in the building. I think there needs to be, the standard needs to be that you're not creating questions for other people all the time. You're not leaking these things, doesn't become the standard. So whatever it is, it comes down to obviously, just what's best for the Jets is not having these type of leaks all the time. And
I said
when that gets figured out, then it'll be a little easier to win. That's that doesn't have a direct impact on the players on the field, right? But it has an impact on the culture and the chemistry and the overall energy of the building. And that's what needs to get better.
Trust in the building is a big part. There's so many things you could say it does have a direct impact, but you're talking about like how I spin a football is not being impacted by leaks. How somebody catches a ball isn't, but trust in the entire operation and how you go about doing it does get called into question. I said on NFL Game Day Morning yesterday, 3 Christmas wishes for the NFL. One was we need better slates, better weekly schedules. That was a huge deal. We need replay assists for everything. Okay, but make sure it's quick. We just need somebody to help out. If it's egregious, we need replay assist to be able to fix it. I understand offensive holding is going to be impossible, pass interference. I understand there's little, tiny niches in the game that are going to be tough to kind of do that, but replay assist should be a tag team partner for the refs on the field for literally everything. And then last but not least, I know in the politics world, in the real world, anonymous sources is a necessity to keep people safe, especially if you're a whistleblower, yada, yada. But in sports, it's not like anonymous sources should not be a thing, especially in the NFL. It's like the amount of what's the angle is what we have to do every single piece of information that gets reported. And I respect the hell out of the insiders, okay? They're on their phone. They live and die with every news that breaks. They make the NFL what it is. But it would be nice that if there was an angle behind everything that we read, like why is this information getting out? Oh, this is somebody that's been there, it's been fired, they're pissed. This is somebody in the building who's looking to get their back rubbed later on down the run. This is I just wish we had something like that in the NFL, because instead it's just all, we got to act like everything is with good intentions and just trying to tell the truth when we know that that's not the case. Aaron? It's tough. It's tough stuff.
Preach.
Yeah, then rap sheet came on. He said, "No way, McAfee, we're not doing that."
He did say, "I got a lot of secrets in here." It's like, that's what we're saying. We need to know whose secrets they are and why they are coming out at the time, because it does feel like a lot of that gets used against people.
Yeah.
So it's like everything kind of gets worked against people, and then you're changing lives and careers and teams and everything. Just, something that's Christmas wish list. That's all.
Have you ever asked these guys? Because I know Rappaport comes on, right? And
used to. Then he scheduled a show at the same exact time as our show
so
after.
Shefty comes on.
Yep.
Do these guys feel like when people feed them information that they have to quid pro quo back to them some sort of thing? Is that because that would be decision there as far as
interesting dynamic.
I think it's a relationship
Integrity?
gets built. I think a relationship gets built, and how everything gets covered. I'll ask Schefter next week.
Good.
Seems like that is how business is always done in everything. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Funny thing about my back, that whole thing.
But how do you justify being objective in that situation? How do you justify being objective in that situation?
Well, is anybody? Then now you get into hashtag.
Well, then you talk about representation as well. Like there's, like I went down this. I was told about. I didn't actually go down there, but I was told about this rabbit hole years and years ago when certain people who were on TV were backing certain people more, and then you look at the connection. Oh, they have the same agent, they have the same representation, so of course they're going to be saying certain things about certain people. And it had nothing to do with me. I was interested why this person always rides so hard for this guy. Oh, okay, well that makes sense. They have the same representation. So like we know there's those connections there, but I don't understand the motivation for like I'm going to dish this nugget to this person because they're going to write an article about me for a Pro Bowl selection or All-Pro selection or something.
Or a future coaching position, if you're like,
maybe, yeah.
Like
is that the right way to go about it or not? That's the question. I'm not judging one saying what's right or what's wrong, and I understand this goes on, but it is interesting. I would just be interested for a guy like Shefty, like what does he feel like the outside pull is when you have so many sources, and obviously he does, and so does Rappaport. They have so many people that talk to him, but do you feel constrained to like help these people out? I'm interested. I'm genuinely interested, not judging. I'm genuinely curious about it.
Shefty said he's happy to debate his job anytime, so I think he'll probably have.
I'm not debating.
No, not with you. I think he was talking about for me.
Interested.
I just sent a warning shot to him. I think he just texted in and said, "I'm good to talk about my job anytime." And also, when you're talking about how long has this been? This has just been probably since the beginning, right, of media, I assume. And you talk about when you have the same agency, they view that as like a team, like on air, off air, everything. It's kind of like you're putting on for your team, but you don't always have a jersey on, so we don't know who's on what team. It would be a whole nother conversation that we could potentially.
Well, I think we know. I think a lot of us know, but I think the public doesn't maybe know.
Yeah, agreed. Exactly. It would be nice to have an agent to work those back channels every once in a while. That is something we have missed out on. That seems to be a funnel of information from the other side. And that's kind of how that goes. It's not always good. You're playing a game. Got to play how it goes. That's 100% on. That's a good combo right there, though. The anonymous source is real, especially with what happens with the Jets.
Combo.
Yeah.
The Jet. that is. We read that article.
Yeah.
And it just every paragraph was like, what? And then obviously you're trying to pick out who gave that information, why'd they give that information, and then now we know way too much about the Jets. And if I'm a Jets fan, I'm thinking, is there ever going to be a chance? There is. Aaron's going to win. Aaron's going to win. Speaking of winning, let's get to a guy that's doing that right now for Minnesota. Darius has a question for you.
Yeah, former Jet, Sam Darnold, obviously he was drafted there highly. Usually when you're drafted that high, you go into a bad team, rough spot, a lot of expectations put on you. You talk about it all the time. It takes time for quarterbacks to develop and play well in this league. What do you think? I don't know how much you've seen of Sam this year, but what do you think changed? Because as of late, these last 3, 4, 5 weeks, his reel of completions, you can put it up there against anyone. What do you think changed with Sam Darnold? What do you think happens going forward with him?
Well, first of all, I think he gets paid, and he deserves to. And it's going to be a life-changing payday. So congrats, Sam. That's definitely coming for you, buddy. I really enjoy Sam. I've known him for a few years now. I think what happens, DB, is a lot of stuff that doesn't really get talked about off the field, and it's very subjective, so it's not like quantifiable. What I'm talking about is love for the game and then off-season stressors or just off-the-field stressors. And I think what happened for Sam, and again, I'm spitballing. I don't know him well enough to say this. This is just an educated guess, is that when you get kind of drafted to a team that's not ready with all the pieces around you, you can get beat down mentally. You can get beat down confidence-wise. And I was talking to a good friend of mine who I played with, who was a backup for a long time, and he said an interesting statement to me. He said, where you're drafted or your first place you're in is the lens with which you view the other teams that you're on, whether positive or negative. And what he said was being in Green Bay, it allowed him to kind of see see what a good organization was and a system that's quarterback friendly. And so he's gone on to other teams, and he can kind of put that in the right frame and see where they're kind of lacking, or see where there's some issues, or see where there's some struggles, or see what he really liked about that place. When it comes to Sam, I think what happened for him is, I'm guessing here, he kind of left, was upset, had a stint in Carolina, and then he went to San Fran. And I think objectively from the outside, San Fran seems to have a good culture, good organization, and obviously they're winning a lot. And he kind of got that love back for the game. And if there was anything else, stressors off the field, when you're a backup, a lot of that stuff can go away because you don't have the pressure of playing every week. You still prepare to play every week. You're one play away, but you don't have the pressure that's accompanied the role of starting, and you can just kind of reset. And I'm just guessing here that the reset that he got there allowed him to really be free and maybe re-fall in love with the game. And then he goes to Minnesota, who's a team obviously with a great home field advantage, great head coach, a really dynamic offense. Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the league, solid defense, B-flow, and what they're doing. And I think he just started having success, and it just becomes, like a snowball. So really happy for him. But I think a lot of times it's the off the field and kind of re-falling in love with the game, where you start in a rough situation, you go to a different organization, and you're able to kind of sit back and watch. And I hope that happens for Zach Wilson as well. Zach in Denver, he's been the 3 most of the year.
Sweet boy.
And, but there's a lot of Geno Smith. Geno did the same thing. We're talking about 3 jet quarterbacks, but, Geno got to sit, right? He got to sit and watch and maybe re-fall in love with the game. And maybe all that pressure off you allows you to get a different perspective, because your perspective is really all it is. Your perspective directly impacts your reality. And so what you choose to focus on and what you have and not what you don't have can change your attitude. You change your attitude, you change your life. So happy for Sam. Love Aaron Jones. Obviously, I'm not a fan of Minnesota, anything, but I do really like Kevin. I really like Sam. I love Aaron Jones. And I'm really happy for Sam because he's one of the NFL good guys for sure.
Justin Jefferson is so much fun. So much fun to watch. I know you try not to watch a lot of Minnesota stuff. You should just try to find the Justin Jefferson highlights. He is awesome to watch. And then when he gritties, if he looks at you, it's a penalty down. That's how strong his gritty is. His gritty is so strong, if he stares you down while he's doing it, he's going to get flagged because he is mentally affecting what's about to happen for the rest of the...
Did he get flagged for that, what he just did?
Yep, here's Coach Kevin O'Connell. Here's Coach Kevin O'Connell talking about it after the game.
Is the gritty taunting now? Did you get an explanation?
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I'll defer to, they saw what they saw, and, and we've got to be, smart about the direction at which, we gritty, I guess.
That needs, I don't know if you guys remember the Key and Peele show when Key is acting as the translator for Peele, who's playing Obama.
Oh yeah.
And so Peele says something, and then Key kind of translates. We need a Kevin O'Connell translator there, because what he's really saying is.
It would be funny if we typed up the captions for what he was actually saying. Absolute bullshit. Your guess is as good as mine. Remember, the NFL has marketed the gritty basically all over the world because of what Justin Jefferson has done. Kids who have fallen in love with the NFL because of the gritty. But now, we aren't allowed to gritty and look at a person. Okay, sounds good. And him saying, I'll defer to they saw what they saw. That's clearly his PR person being like... Remember, ref saw
what you're saying here.
The ref saw what the ref saw, and we can never understand what they see and how they see it. And I mean, he is staring down Witherspoon there.
He is.
He's letting him know.
I mean, Minnesota, I know Aaron doesn't like them, but they are top of the power rankings when it comes to celebrations. Obviously, you got.
Oh my God!
They spent a lot of
defense.
They did the Parent Trap one. They did the
Parent Trap.
White Chicks.
White Chicks.
Schoolhouse, or what was the
Camp Rock.
This week was Camp Rock. Yeah, had the what's the lady from the Olympics. breakdancer.
Yeah, the
B-Gun.
Ray Gun. B-Girl Ray Gun.
B-Girl Ray Gun.
Top of the power.
It's impressive. They spend a lot of their time doing those.
I like that B-Flow says, know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's not be surprised whenever a big play happens. Let's know what we're doing. And they're like, you got it. Wednesdays, 4:30. Everybody in the indoor. We need all ideas and we need all execution.
You had guys that were on point, though. You had, Phillips in the front there. He's pretty on point. Then he tries to, stop doing it. He realizes it's still going on. Bynum, I think. Bynum has got to be one of the ringleaders because he's been a part of, I think, every one of those. Cal guy just, coming up big, being a leader. Love it.
Yeah, I love obviously the Calgorithm. If we can get it in there, let's go certainly talk about it. Shout out to the Cal Bears. You know it. You tell the story.
Yeah.
It's a great chant. I did not expect that good of a chant to be for the Cal Bears in Berkeley. I will let that be known. Love that place. I appreciate.
I feel like I was. I'm not going to take full credit for this, but I feel like I was on the ground floor of the winning song. Is you know what, you tell the story, you tell the whole damn world this is Bear territory, right? But before, at least in 03 and 04, when I was there, when you would say, you know it. No one said anything in between that. But we started yelling, what?
Oh, really?
Okay.
I feel like, there was some of us who were kind of on the ground floor with the what part, which makes the whole song.
It's a great addition. Yeah. You know it.
Yeah.
What? You tell the story. What? Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's great.
Part of it.
That one, Georgia, obviously.
Sure.
Who's that? What's that coming down the track?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a banger.
We know.
That's a good one.
Country road.
LSU.
Oh. Hey, oh, suck that tiger dick. Yeah. That's real. They got little kids saying it and grandparents saying it.
Yeah.
They're different down there.
That's Matt Flynn territory down there.
You know it. You tell the story. Yeah, that is Matt Flynn territory. I hope they get great. Having them host a college football playoff game, that would be so awesome. I'd be looking for Michigan hosting one would be sweet because it would be so cold, so
Cal hosting one would be great.
Yep.
It would be awesome.
I can see that happening.
Their fans
we're in ACC now. We can win the ACC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the All Coast Conference. Absolutely, you can.
We just need about $20 million in NIL.
Josh Allen's on an MVP year. He said something that was fascinating. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Aaron. He was asked about chasing the number 1 seed over these last 2 weeks. They're 2 games behind KC, so they need KC to lose. And I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong. He said, as an offense, it's how much are we willing to show? Are we wanting to go extreme and show everything in our arsenal? There's a line that you've got to toe. So I think he's talking about, do they want to show everything over these last 2 weeks before the playoffs? What are your thoughts on that? And obviously you've had situations where you guys have had playoff spots locked up and going into the playoffs. How do you guys toe that line going into the playoffs with games left?
I think that it's a narrative that gets twisted in any way that fits what happens on the field. So when you have the bye and you come out and you play a little flat, too much rest. When you play your starters all the way through the last couple weeks, you're risking injury. If you don't have the bye, you stay fresh, you stay locked in. Stay competitive. Listen, we all wanted you always wanted the bye. I played when you had 2 byes, and you always wanted one of those top 2 spots. You wanted the extra week to get everybody healthy. As far as showing what's in your offense, shoot. Hey, Josh, we're 15 games in. There's been a lot of stuff that's been shown. Now, you might have some wrinkles, like a
stumble play.
The stumble play, which was unbelievable. Literally, I was watching it sitting on the bench. They put it up on, during our game for a touchdown. How incredible is that?
Yes.
Pretty incredible. But that offense seems, they do something crazy every week. Skipper got a touchdown pass, and they always got different things. But again, love Jared, love what they're doing. Really cool play design.
Another Cal guy.
Yeah.
But as far as what Josh is saying, I guess there's a game Wednesday and if Kansas City wins, then Buffalo's can't get higher than the 2 seed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then maybe he won't play this week.
Oh, against you?
I don't want that.
He's going to want to play against you.
Yeah,
MVP's up for
I would like to see Josh play.
I think he's going to play.
His elbow, he got that humorous bone. You know,
I think he's going to play, and I think he's had a great year, and I think he's the front runner for the MVP. Now that being said, there's one little wrinkle that could throw it in there, and I said it a while back, and that's Saquon. You know, Saquon goes absolutely nuts the last 2 weeks. Lamar, he's going to keep doing what he's doing. I think he'll be in it, but I think as much as he maybe deserves to win it, I think there's people that think it's Josh's turn to win it. And if Saquon goes nuts and gets way over 2,000 and breaks Dickerson's record, that could throw his hat in there as well.
Okay, before we get out of here, Christmas 2 days away. Have we finished up all of our shopping? And what's your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie is an old school one. I would say White Christmas is my favorite. It's more just nostalgic.
Nice.
But I do love White Christmas. My favorite kind of non-mainstream, most people say Elf or Home Alone, or there's certain people that say Die Hard, I think, just to be kind of original, they think. But,
it's a good movie.
But Jingle All the Way, starring the man, the myth, the legend, Arnold, and another legend in his own right, Sinbad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great job.
You know who Sinbad is?
Yes, absolutely.
Sinbad plays the mailman who's who needs to get his what are they going for? The Turbo Man. Who's trying to get the Turbo Man. But we're going to break right now?
No, we're going to
Do you want to throw it? Then I can finish my answer.
You could throw it if you want. I think you got good timing. 20 seconds left.
So we got 20 seconds left?
17, 16, 15.
Yeah, there's so much I'd love to say right now, but everybody, you have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. I still say Merry Christmas. You're offended by that, so be it. But have a great Christmas and enjoy all the sports on TV. See you next time.
Well done.
Nailed it.
Unbelievable.
I was like, you sat up too. You got in there. You saw the defense. You broke down.
He's gonna bump the match.
I do. Yeah, I mean, I do say Merry Christmas, but when it comes to Christmas, so I don't know how you guys are. AJ probably does nothing. Laura handles all of it. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Ty's probably his wife probably does everything just like AJ. But I actually order most of my stuff online. I don't go in person. I used to enjoy like a little outing over to the Bay Park Mall in Wisconsin every now and then, but I actually order all mine online. So I was a little bit worried because there was one package left for my girlfriend Brittany that hadn't showed up yet. So I was been waiting on this to show up. It showed up today, so everything is great now. We're all set. All my stuff for the line is done. All my stuff for the QB room is done. But not Britney Spears. No, this is Britney with an I, not Britney Spears. But Britney Spears and I do actually share a birthday. So
happy birthday to both of you.
Happy, I think she's happy 43rd that she just celebrated.
No, I think she
turned 5.
Yeah,
Actually.
she's like 5 or 6.
Okay.
5 years old.
All right, that's a whole nother story. Obviously, thank you for everything you did, Brittany, during our teenage years. Happy birthday. Girlfriend Brittany getting a good Christmas gift. She
doesn't watch the show.
Okay.
I don't think she doesn't have social media.
Smart.
But she's a fan of you. I think I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you, Brittany.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you and Merry Christmas to you, Brittany. And we just learned that Aaron's in love.
Wow.
Oh.
Tis the season.
It's a good feeling, boys. Good.
It is, isn't it? It is.
It is.
We're all lucky for that. What'd you get the offensive lineman? Is it an advertising deal?
I actually paid for every cent of my gifts.
That seems to be the new move, just an advertising deal. Not a bad play if you're the quarterback. I would do the same exact thing if I was in that situation, but it does feel
Would
like
you?
Probably not, no, because I don't like giving I would actually tell the businesses that there ain't enough for a deal for us to work together and blah, 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 blah. But I respect that people choose to do it, if that makes sense.
Oh no, I have no judgment at all. I just I got them a few little gifts. I think they're happy. I got them a couple things. They'll enjoy it, and then we got our big gift exchange. Because of the schedule this week, we're actually doing it, I think Thursday or Friday. So look forward to that. the Yankee swap. I don't know if they still call it that, but where you get, we do it every year. There's,
white elephant.
but the swap thing where you can only take it, like once you steal it twice, it gets locked.
2 times. We did 3 times, right? Last time?
Yeah, it took forever.
You did 3 takes forever.
Long
2
time.
is
Long
like,
time.
2 is a lot. Yeah.
And there was like 4 really cherished prizes.
Well, they put this year they put some real specifications. They said like no Apple products, no drones. There's enough drones in the sky. By the way, I saw another one last night. That's my second I've seen in Jersey.
Chopper.
This one kind of was over my house. So,
did you get a camera on it or no?
It was nighttime, obviously.
Well,
so how'd you see?
They're all out there.
Yeah,
2015 vision, I guess.
You should take that one.
No drones, no Roombas. That's good. No Roombas.
Always better in theory, the Roombas. I've had a few. Every house, I think I got it figured out. It does not. That fucker's so dumb.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom.
It's actually smart. It's mapping your house out now. You just got to wonder where that information goes to get to map it out. But
a couple companies.
Well, I'm happy I got a stupid Roomba though, because that thing.
BC.
BC. That thing only got one wall. Every single time, every house, it got one wall, and that thing was guaranteed to be found in that particular corner. And then you go, this is so stupid. Of course, I paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars for this thing.
They shoot it.
Yeah, tear it up, bleach it, so the information's lost.
Exactly.
No Roombas, no Apple products, no drones.
Yep, and you got to bring your receipt.
What?
It sounds not fun.
Wow, you guys are really doing it.
I think
this is one of those
not
things.
my rules. This is the
Brick's
offensive line
idea.
rules.
Is Brick? I'm not. Brick's never done this before. Hopefully he's a part of it, and hopefully everybody gets a good gift.
He ain't swapping.
Next time you see a drone, let's birdshot that thing. You know what I mean? Follow it. You got to follow it too. Pull the trigger on it and then follow it. You'll kind of.
I saw a drone Tuesday night. We did a fun deal over at Dick's Sporting Goods with some kids where we took them around and got them some gifts.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was leaving the event, and I was in the left-hand turn lane, and I saw like 2 blinking lights kind of out in the distance coming my way. I was like, no fucking way. And then it got closer, and I rolled the window down. I peeked. I looked out, and I'm like, it was like a miniature, what you see of like the military-style drones, literally flew right over my car, maybe 60, 70 feet above it.
Solo wanted to be seen.
I guess, yeah.
Isn't that the weird thing?
I was doing a thing where I was like pointing behind me, like, do you guys see this? Do you guys see what's going on up there?
And did they?
I don't know, but
Don't look up.
and then last night it was much higher. It was much higher, but
Why do these things want to be seen, Aaron? What do you think that's all about?
I don't know. I mean, Boston Connor's probably got a good.
Do they want to be seen or they don't?
I mean,
Good idea.
they like to just throw it in your face, you know.
I just don't understand why they can't tell us. The great people of New Jersey deserve to be told what's going on.
How do they not know?
What if they do know, though? I heard.
Dude, no.
They know.
And that's why we love them. They know.
Yeah.
That's what didn't that come
Yeah.
up? What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
So they're just hoping that we don't talk about it. Just kind of just falls.
Shoot it down and look for yourself. That's the only way you
That's
can
what
do
we're
it.
saying. Birdshot.
Boom.
Well, they found that one
I
in
didn't.
New York City downtown.
Yeah, they did.
That was on the sidewalk. Obviously, that's not how we're going to find one of these things.
In the Bronx?
I don't think that's how it's going to all work out. But
It's right there.
I hope we do get answers.
I
hope we
mean,
get
a couple
answers.
collapsed at Ohio Stadium this weekend.
Yeah.
Two fell out of the sky.
That's-
Oh, 8.
That happened at another like a Christmas event and hit a kid and like they're
saw
in like,
that.
trouble. Like, watch out for fallen drones in those shows. I guess.
It was so cold. I'm surprised those drones were able to operate the way that they were.
Yeah.
500 of them all together. Obviously, 3 of them couldn't take it anymore. Fell out of the sky. Drop. Bang. All right. Merry Christmas to you and Brittany. Ooh. Aaron and Brittany dodging drones.
Dodging drones, that's for sure.
Here's a little game called Houdini to Bone. We appreciate you. You're the man.
Whoa, bro.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, we just assume. We don't know. We just love. We're
Yep,
just in love.
exactly.
We're in love. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP. Guy who's smitten.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm happy
Merry
for you.
Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Also, happy Hanukkah. And happy New Year.
Got
Best of
Kwanzaa.
this.
And happy
All of them.
Kwanzaa.
Season's
Yep.
greetings.
And definitely seasons. Happy holidays. Ladies,
All of them.
bingo.
Well,
Is there any others?
not all.
Probably.
Probably some bad ones.
January 6th is coming up.
Exactly.
Happy Boxing Day.
New Year.
It is in your house.
Boxing Day, December 26th. Do not miss it.
Little Santa's already happened.
Little
right?
Santa happened on the 6th, yes.
Was there any little gifts that were left in your apartment?
Yeah, there's a little pair of socks on a plate for me.
Nice.
Wow. How did Little Santa find it?
What?
Little Santa will find you wherever you are, as long as your plate is put out the night before.
Okay, Little Santa came down to an apartment in Indianapolis.
Fucking nice pair of socks, brother. Best pair I've had.
Thank you, Little Santa.
We're going to
Thank you,
have to
Little
adopt
Santa.
that.
Happy Little Santa.
Can we get rid of Elf on the Shelf though?
What do you mean?
There's a lot of parent complaints I've heard about Elf on the Shelf.
I don't think I've ever.
How did that start?
It's a good question.
One of the great mysteries in life. We need Alabama Jones to serve the to figure out this mystery here with Elf on the Shelf. Where did it start? Why is it still going? What is the point?
Listen, Coach Saban would get to the bottom of that.
He would.
If you point him in a direction, he will figure it out. Him and
Alabama
Shane.
Jones.
Him and Shane. What a moment. What a moment.
That was a great moment. Great moment.
Coach was not happy. You call him Meacher?
Nope. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy.
I did not. When Shane.
Oh, I thought this was a fun show.
We're having fun here.
Okay.
We're having fun. We're having laughs.
Nope.
Super serious. Okay, all right.
Nope.
I have a thing called integrity. He looks at Shane. I'm like, oh shit! I'm in the middle of
That
this.
was a fucking great moment.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was Coach Saban. I assume if he was to watch Beautiful Dogs, he would understand completely what's going on here. Might be Tires too. It's dropping a season of Tires.
Tires, great show. Can't wait for season 2.
What do you say, May or June or April, May? I forget. He said it on game day. He said
season 2 of Severance also coming out.
Oh yeah,
Very soon.
Couple weeks here.
That movie or that show freaked me out.
It's awesome.
It is good.
That's one where they plug in, right?
Yeah.
Go to work.
Yeah, where they split their brains.
That's wild. Because what are we doing when we're sleeping? Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Had